Hello, and thanks again for taking the time to join this weekly update from Tollfield Alliance Church. While Beaver County still has very low cases of COVID, mask bylaws are in place in many communities around us. And bylaws bring out all sorts of opinions and emotions. Yes, masks are uncomfortable and a nuisance. A quote I heard this week I think is very fitting. It's a pandemic, not a persecution. If we make this about what's happening to us, we can easily become upset or become fearful about what they are trying to do to us, however we might define the they and the us. But as people of faith, Jesus is calling us to flip the script. Whatever may be happening around us, and even when things are happening to us, we are called to respect others, to encourage others, and to bless others. So we continue to pray for our leaders and to follow the direction provided for the benefit of our entire community. We are blessed to be able to gather, recognizing there are risks even when we do wear masks. And we have technology that allows people to join us online. So thank you for being part of Tollfield Alliance Church, whether you join us online or whether you're able to gather as we meet on weekends. A few announcements I want you to be aware of. We would like to restart a youth worship band. So if you have skills, you like to play an instrument or sing or have an interest in tech, talk to Brittany McKay or myself, and we'd like to get that started again. A couple things about Right Now Media. The email version of this update gives you a link that lets you sign up through our church account. Now note, if you were signed up with Right Now Media through our church back in 2017, you may not have received a specific email invite last week, but you can sign up with the email that you used before, and it'll already have an account for you, and you'll probably have to use the forgot password feature in order to reactivate that account. But if you've not received an invite or you wish to use a different email than in 2017, you can sign in through the link mentioned in that email version of this update. And if none of those work, just contact our church office and we'll help you get an account set up. One change that you may notice is that there is a Tollfield Alliance Church category now on Right Now Media. That space is going to provide links to our Church Sunday Message series and also recommendations of other teaching materials that are available on Right Now Media. The Alliance Connection magazine has arrived at our church. Each fall, the Alliance in Canada publishes this magazine, and it shares stories of how God's been at work through our Alliance churches and through our international workers across the world. So we've got copies of those waiting for you. Pick those up if you're attending on a weekend service. If you're not attending on a weekend service, just contact our church office and we can mail that to you. A couple words about missions. You've likely heard by now that the Ulrichsons will be in Canada until the end of June. On December 5 and 6, we're going to be taking some time in our service to officially sign a partnership with them and give some profile to their plans. Another one of our international workers, Kelly Dyer, will be speaking at our services on November 28th and 29th. In her introduction, it talks about her being born and raised in Cold Lake, going to Canadian Bible College, and spending time in ministry as a children's pastor at Alliance Community Church in Sylvan Lake. And then she became an international worker, and she worked in Caracas, Venezuela, which actually I think is about a half hour from the ocean. And then Kelly Dyer spent the last 2 years living in Mexico City. And as you know, Mexico City was actually, the place of Mexico City is on what is once a lake bed. So there's something to do with water that Kelly seems to be attracted to. But she's going to be in Canada. She's now on home assignment, and she'll be in Canada until summer of 21 and be living in Cold Lake. So we welcome Kelly Dyer here on the next weekend. I also want to thank all of you who have contributed to the Jaffrey offering that helps send international workers to places where people have little access to Jesus. So if you still want to contribute to that offering, please get that in by the end of November. That would be helpful. November is slipping away on us quickly. Christmas will soon be here. So thank you to those who have helped decorate our church building for the Christmas season. It's certainly going to be different this Christmas season. And despite restrictions that are in place, it's nice to gather in an atmosphere that helps us celebrate the season. In early December, on the 6th, 13th, and 20th, I'll be speaking on Matthew chapter 1 and 2, and the series is called The Obscure Messiah. Over Christmas, we're going to miss the social gatherings and food events that are often part of Christmas. But as long as gathering guidelines allow, we are going to hold a Christmas Eve service where we'll focus on the Christmas story and listen to traditional Christmas music. In our weekend services this weekend, we're looking at Paul's prayers where he says, I pray that. In Ephesians 1, 16 and 17, he says, I have not stopped giving thanks for you, remembering you in my prayers. I keep asking that. As the Apostle Paul prayed for churches he founded, he expresses a deep longing for their spiritual growth and development. What did Paul envision for those Christians? And what does Jesus desire would happen in our hearts and lives? That's what we'll be considering in our weekend services. In our weekend services, we'll also participate together in communion by remembering what Jesus accomplished for us by his suffering, death, and resurrection. So I hope you can join this Saturday at 6:30 or Sunday at 10 or online when the message video is posted later in the week. See you soon. God bless.